Do you like these week 0 games? This is going to be 2 consecutive years Nebraska's had a week 0 game in conference, and that is rare.
I kind of do. I like getting it started early like that. Who wouldn't like to start early? I mean, more football the better, and I think it pays off a little bit too down the road because you get an extra bye week out of it. And you start getting to work earlier than other programs, and once you get back. I mean, even though this is obviously it's an out of country game, there's a lot of travel involved with it. And that's kind of why you get some extra, you get an extra bye week and stuff when you do this. And I think it helps out a lot, and obviously it builds some more team camaraderie as well. As you can go travel across the pond and stay in Dublin for a week. I'm pretty sure most of those guys on the team have never been to Ireland before. So I mean, that's got to be all good. So yeah, I kind of like starting early like that, and I always remember those week 0 games were kind of fondly because we had always had our fantasy football draft going on that Sunday when there was a college football game going on before the season started going. So I like it. I like it. My long-winded answer to that simple question.
Well, your long-winded answer gave me time to type up this banner and look up these numbers. So the game's coming up August 27th. Of course, the Huskers and the Wildcats both went 3-9, but when they met on the field, it was not a contest. And I really think that showed that 3-9 or your record isn't all there is to it. Of course, your record is what do you get judged by, but let's be honest. Nebraska's 3-9 and Northwestern 3-9 were not the same 3-9s. And we saw that when the Huskers lined up against the likes of Ohio State and Oklahoma and Michigan State, and then took on Northwestern. And Greg, shoot, you were on the field. You could see the difference between those two teams when they matched up 56-7.
Yeah, it was crazy. You kind of thought that, hey, this is the Nebraska team that we were kind of expecting. And it was all systems go, and usually these two teams get together and it's like a dogfight, but this was the one exception that you really kind of thought, oh, Nebraska's got it all put together now. It's going to be a good season, but I think there's going to be some sweet revenge on their mind as well, just for the way the season ended up. That they're like, hey, you know what we did to this team last year, and now we get them over here in Dublin on all eyes of the college football world are on us playing today. I would like, I wouldn't be surprised if you get a similar outcome. Hard to say right now.
Well, I would certainly take Northwestern and 49 points, but I would also not be surprised if Nebraska just blasted them again. I just think they're a flat-out better football team. I don't think Northwestern projects to be much better this year. I think they'll be a little bit better. They can't get much worse. And Nebraska may just run into more wins because the schedule's lighter, and they may just figure out how to close out this year. But 56-7 is a stretch between two Big Ten teams. But give me Nebraska at this point in about 2 to 3 touchdowns.
Especially when Ohio State's not one of those two teams. So.
Yeah. Yeah, they're usually involved in those.
Yeah.
Greg, and looking at Jacob Hickman's question here, is there, did you see a trend with timeouts not being used correctly or not being used at all when they were put in the back pocket and could have been used? I don't watch every inch of Nebraska football throughout the entire season, but I watch all the big games. I saw the Illinois game and the Minnesota game, the Iowa game, the Wisconsin game, all the Michigan State. I don't recall anything off the top of my head thinking, man, did they blow it there? Not that in particular with the timeouts. There were some play calling situations that I didn't like, especially against Minnesota. But in terms of the timeouts, nothing hit me exactly.
No, it's funny. Jacob kind of he hits that on the head. I thought that several times
Okay.
as I'm there watching things fold out. Yeah, I think there were some times where there could have been timeouts called, and I think that Coach Frost was kind of keeping some of those in his back pocket um, for times that didn't materialize. That he could have used them at more opportune times, obviously, and usually that's something that doesn't really stand out to me that often, especially when I'm on the field. But it did a few times, so yeah, it's kind of strange that he would bring that up, and maybe I think now that Coach Frost isn't going to have to worry about calling the plays and worry about the situational stuff that Mark Whipple is going to handle now. That hopefully it makes Coach Frost a better game manager moving forward, and that he has the time to analyze using his timeouts. So yeah, that's actually it's a pretty good question.
For some reason, and especially tonight, people are fascinated with my glasses. So basically, my glasses they're busted. They're basically they've become like monocles
Looks
now,
like mine, except I have one side that has the arm on it.
and people can't believe that they stay on my nose. But yeah, I got it to where they stay there, and as you can tell, everybody, you can tell I hate wearing glasses. That's why they're constantly up and down and up and down and up down because I don't like to wear them. But they're here just in case. So we just bam, they stay right there.
None of us like to wear glasses. I only wear mine when I'm driving because my driver's license says I have to. So, and if I have to read a teleprompter, the only two times I'll wear my glasses.
When are you having to read a teleprompter?
Well, I haven't since I was in college.
Oh, okay.
That's when I found out I needed glasses.
Okay.
Hey, you know what? Us here, we're such highly trained professionals at Husker Online, is that we don't need no stinking teleprompters. It all comes off the top of our heads. If you've ever watched Sean Callahan, you know, and I learned from the best of them. So, yep, we would never have a teleprompter.
No, absolutely not. People are asking specific questions. We've got Big Homie asking, why do you think Scott Frost calls a quarterback dive so much on 3rd and long? And
Does he?
3rd and long, quarterback dives?
Yeah, that doesn't seem to ring a bell. I mean, maybe some quarterback draws, but a quarterback dive? No, that's 3rd and 1, 3rd and an inch.
Greg did talk earlier in the hour about Omar Manning and getting him into the mix and getting him revved up and getting a lot of touches compared to last season, of course. And so, Rock, just understand, everybody, that typically if you're jumping in here 30 to 45 minutes after we start, we probably hit on your topic.
But yeah, I mean, and we did see Omar. He had some pretty good moments last year. Obviously, he was outshined by Samari Torre, who's going to be drafted here. He will be a draft pick. But you saw Omar come on and make some big grabs, especially if you go back and watch that Oklahoma game. He made one of the most spectacular catches that you'll see in a long time. And he's poised for that. He is now the elder statesman in that room. So I think everybody's going to be looking up to him, and I think the coaching staff is going to rely on him heavily to be that leader in the wide receiver room, along with Oliver Martin, who's also played a heck of a lot of college football in his time. But I think if there's going to be a time for Omar Manning to shine, it will be now, his senior year, and possibly at least meet expectations of his ranking coming out of high school and coming out of JUCO, and put himself into those NFL draft talks. next year.